Hi, thanks for joining me today for Let's Be Creative with LBC. My name is Tracy Sawyer and I am part of the Education and Community Engagement team. So I have a growing collection of masks that we need to wear during this time when we're getting through coronavirus. I love these masks that friends have given me that have different styles and different motifs. Like this one has Mickey Mouse on it, that's cute. And this is a personal favorite. It has little pigs on it because I like pigs. And again, they were given to me as gifts. So I kind of wanted to get on the bandwagon, but I don't know how to sew. So I was trying to think, well, how can I make masks and decorate masks and put a little stamp of uniqueness on masks if I don't know how to sew? So I found these little morsels at the hardware store. These are a pack of 10 paper masks. It's blue on one side and white on the other and has little ear things. So I wondered, what can I do with these things to embellish them and make them unique like the fabric ones are? Let me show you a few of the things I made. All right, so I tried a few ideas out to embellish and make my masks so that they were unique and things that I might like. Kind of like the ones people have been making with sewing. So the first one I made was a polka dot mask. I used the white side of the mask and not the blue just because I think black and white is cute and I love polka dots. So one commitment I made as I was doing most of these masks is that I wanted them to be cute when they were folded or closed, waiting to be used, and when they're in use. So was a bit of a challenge. It took a minute to figure out what the best way to cover the whole mask in polka dots is. So let me show you what I came up with. So the best bet is to go ahead and draw your polka dots on the front of the mask as it is closed first. I'm using an oil pastel to do this, and be mindful of oil pastels. They do get a little bit messy. If you get it on the back of your hand, you will soon have smudges all over your mask. So I'm going to put another one right here. You can go back and kind of reconstitute the dots so that they're nicely formed later, but this will give you an idea. Both of these dots are on the folds. So now what I need to do is open up the mask and complete the rest of the dot. So now I'm going to put, there's a little bit of a fold bump underneath, but just by working the oil pastel, I can create the rest of the dot on the mask. And so you'll do this process all the way until you have dots on your mask that you have however many you want. So you get the idea. So, oh, I kind of adjusted that one. I'm going to have to fix that. So when you put it on you draw your dot on the fold and then open it up to complete the dot inside the fold. Let me show you my finished one, which turned out a little bit better than what I was doing there. So here's the mask with closed, and then here it is when it's open. And it's kind of cute. I think that'll be a lot of fun to wear. The next one is also oil pastel. And this one I put hearts on the blue side. First I outlined it in black, outlined each heart in black, and then I opened it up and completed the parts of the heart that were underneath folds. And then I went back through with the oil pastel and colored in each of the hearts. I love the contrast of the blue and the red and the black on here. I think this is a lot of fun. And we need a lot more love right now, don't we? So after that, I wanted to try my hand at watercolors. So I made two masks using watercolor. So in the same way, the first thing I did was I drew my family of fish on the closed mask. Then I opened it up to complete the parts of the fish that were obscured by a fold. And once that was dry, that didn't take very long, I added in layers of blue and colors of blue, and then went back through and gave a little bit of detail to the fish. And I added some gold color highlights at the top. I used Crayola's watercolor mixing set, kind of your average kid's set you might have laying around. And yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. The other one I did is little puffy clouds. I just love these colors of blue and flowers in a garden. And in the same way, I opened it up and it's cute open and closed. One tip I have for you is not to use too much water. It doesn't take a lot of water to mix your colors, and you don't want it to saturate to the other side. So go easy on the water. If you want more saturated color, just add layers after it dries. And the other thing is to use at least 2 pots of water so you can clean your brush enough in between colors so that, or when you're mixing colors, so that you can control your colors a bit more easily. All right. Lastly, I explored rubber stamping on a mask. So I chose, you'll want a nice chunky stamp if to make it easier to do the repeats on the folds. It wasn't really easy stamping on a folded mask. So first, I kept it closed and put the stamp on, which worked out pretty well. Opening it up was a little bit of a different ball game. It was rather difficult to find the place to put the parts that needed to be filled in. I think I did a decent job. And then to zhuzh it up a little bit and also maybe distract you from any parts that are missing, I used Stickles glitter glue and I put it in the center of each of the flowers. So this will be fun to wear. It's kind of cute, little flowers. They're individual use. I won't wear them for more than a day, and so there's no harm in trying something different, and if it doesn't work out perfectly, it's not the end of the world. The other one I did with the stamp does not have a repeat. Well, it could have a repeat, but because it has a lot of details, it would be difficult to do. So this is a little pig stamp that I have, and I put one pig stamp in the middle of the mask. I used the white side this time so that he would show up. I didn't think that there was enough stamp really to support the whole mask, so I added supporting characters around him. I only colored in one so that the others would enhance but not take over. And so I thought that turned out kind of cute. So there it is closed. I guess you have a little bit of a pig, and then here it is open. So one note I want to make sure I point out to you as you go forth to make yours, make your masks and make something uniquely your own without a sewing machine, is to remember safety. All of these are safe to be used. They don't saturate through to the other side. You want to make sure that what is near your nose is okay for you to smell because you will have it on for a little while presumably, and you want to make sure that it's safe. So only use materials that are safe for you to have by your face. And so I have a couple more of these that I haven't used. I would love to see your ideas so that I could borrow them for more masks that I can make. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for making masks with me. I'd love to see what you make. Be creative. It is the best defense sometimes against stress, and I'd love to see what you make. Thanks for joining me. Please be sure to tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. for another episode of Let's Be Creative with LBC.